Hey, what's that? In commemoration of the gallant and
Shall I read it?
Yes.
In commemoration of the gallant and successful resistance of the American troops to the repeated attempts of the British Army to cross the bridge over the Saranac River at this point, September 5 to 11, 1814.
What's that about?
Well, that's a long story. Those were hard times. It happened that Plattsburgh was just a little village then. After they won the Revolution, Americans thought that the war with Great Britain was over. The little village of Plattsburgh began to grow. The people built sawmills and grist mills beside the Saranac River and sold their products to Canada across the border. They saw a bright future. But then the British Navy began to stop our ships on the high seas. In response to their repeated attacks, President Madison finally declared war on Great Britain in 1812. Our citizens could no longer sell goods to Canada, and the fear of poverty and invasion began to dim our hopes. In 1813, a British raiding party attacked from the north, burned the arsenal here, and did widespread damage. After this, the people of Plattsburgh were very discouraged and afraid.
You shouldn't be wearing that dress, Phoebe. It's my birthday. Anyway, I'll be careful. Mother will make you take it off. Let's play hide and seek. I bet you can't find me. I could find you any day. All right, start counting. Count to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. $17, 18, 19, 20. You got 9. There's a stranger in the trees. Who? A stranger, I said, in big dark clothes. Let's tell Mother. Mama!
Girls, come in now. Phoebe, what are you doing in that dress?
Mother, there's a stranger in the trees. Yes, a great big stranger.
Oh, nonsense.
We're scared.
Girls, sit down and shut that basket of corn. Hello, boys.
Hello.
We found these apples.
Jim, isn't I saw a stranger in the woods?
What were you doing in the woods?
It's a long story.
Who do you reckon it was?
Oh, probably just a hungry man looking for food in the garden.
Do you think it'd be a British spy?
A spy?
Don't you know British have spies all over town?
Remember last summer? I had the British know where the arsenal was so they can burn it.
We should get word to the militia.
Yeah.
That's enough talk about spies.
You're right. It was probably a smuggler. Did you see a horse, Lizzie?
No, just a big mysterious man.
Now you want to fill their head with smugglers?
I heard they take pies in the woods on the way north.
James, Cousin Ira, get washed for dinner now.
Yeah, come to my house after dinner. We'll ask my father.
All right.
Maybe we should cross the river. You'd be safe there.
By the summer of 1814, it seemed certain that a large and growing army based in Canada would strike soon. Plattsburgh was defended by Major General George Izard and an army of about 4,000 men. Then, on that fateful day, August 29th, General Izard was ordered to march west with his healthy troops to Sackett's Harbor. This left Plattsburgh with barely 2,000 wounded regulars and raw recruits. In contrast, the approaching enemy numbered more than 12,000 men.
Oh, those British. Why won't this heal? I have to get back to the army.
Father, you need to rest. Take some of this medicine Dr. Beaumont left you. Would you like me to read you some of the Republican?
Yes. Thank you, my dear.
There now. The olive branch has been uniformly extended towards England, but she has wantonly refused the proffered mercies of our friendship. Her injustice has taught us to find a substitute for her fabrics in the productions of her own manufacturers. Total disregard of national faith and national law must now compel us to add ourselves to the number of those with whom she would combat. Isn't it true, Father?
Madison's declaration of war was inevitable.
In the next place, the immense number of privateers into which our merchant vessels can readily be converted, added to our frigates and sloops of war, will constitute a maritime force abundantly able to encounter any the enemy can bring upon our coast.
Oh, Julia, I'm not so sure of our power. When I was scouting, I heard about the shipbuilding planned by the British. And think of our sloops, already sunk or captured.
You were so brave, Father, to cross the border, so brave.
Battles must be fought, dear, and men must be ready to fight.
Hear that sound, Father?
Is it the British? Can they be here?
No, it's our men. Where can they be going?
Good evening, Hazen.
Good evening, sir.
Hazen, come look at the troops.
Yes, I know. It's General Lazard, leaving with all the forces that can march.
Is Zard leaving? Why? So many enemy forces at the border? Oh, this is fearsome news indeed.
Then we're in danger, Father. What can we do?
St. John, you take Julia to your Aunt Mary's in Peru, then ride back. We'll be safe here by ourselves. Julia, you'll be safe on the other side of the river.
And when will you join me?
This wound is not that deep. I'll be able to join the militia.
But Father...
They'll need every man they can get.
But first, I must bear the silver.
I'll help you, Julia.
Be careful. Hazen, certainly the academy will be closing now.
I suppose so. It's getting hard to concentrate on our lessons. Jim Townbridge said there was a spy in his woods.
A spy?
That's what he said.
I hope we all do our duty, Hazen. We must try to do the right thing.
Yes. I'll tell the students at the academy what you say. But right now, I must be going. Good night, sir. I hope you're feeling better.
Thank you.
When disaster approaches, heroes often appear. Rushing to prepare his ships for the coming battle on Lake Champlain, Commodore Thomas MacDonough began to experiment with anchor ropes that might turn our ships around during the battle. On land, Major General Alexander Macomb decided not to burn Plattsburgh and retreat south. He believed that we could succeed in keeping the British from crossing the Saranac, thus protecting our forts. And 17 young students at Plattsburgh's Academy vowed to become volunteers.
I was at St. John's house last night. His father is still wounded from a skirmish with the British when he was scouting in Canada.
Shouldn't he be in the hospital then?
I've heard it's crowded. Anyway, he thinks he'll be able to return to duty soon.
What did his father say about the threat of the British? Now if they beat Napoleon, will they want to gobble us up?
He says that we should be ready and to give any help that we can.
He's right, but what kind of help? I want to join the militia. I'm a pretty good shot.
Me too, but they'll say we're too young.
Hello, Flavius. Hazen. Are you on your way to the academy?
Yes.
Martin, it's good to see you again. Can you tell us what will happen now that our armies marched out of town? Will General Macomb burn the city and retreat south?
Then you've heard of the size of the army poised to strike from Champlain.
Yes, we have.
I'm sure they will attack very soon. I myself am here to join the militia. My father's left with General Lazard, but I think he would want me to do my part.
You've been to college. You're old enough, but what do you suggest we do? You know we can shoot.
College doesn't teach you to shoot a gun, my friend, but I'll talk to my superiors and see if there's anything we can do. Of course, you know there is danger.
We know, but still, there must be a place for us. Shall we round up all of our friends?
Yes, meet me behind the barn near the school. I'll talk to all of you together.
Well, hurry. Hazen, go get Ira and Jim. I'll get Ethan as the others I can find. Wait for her, smart.
All right.
I didn't want to come to school today. A wagon of wounded soldiers came by our house. They look so bad.
The danger's getting closer. Mother says we're leaving soon.
We're leaving too. I've been so scared ever since that spy hid in our woods.
How did you know he was a spy?
Oh, I could just tell. You should have seen him.
Sometimes up north, the redcoats come by our house and ask to buy food. Can you believe that?
Well, I certainly wouldn't sell them any food.
I heard something worse. I heard that Ira sold his horses to the redcoats.
Really?
What's happening now? Catherine says that Ira sold horses to the British. He wouldn't do that. Don't say such things. You're mean.
Well, I heard he did. Where are they then?
Let's settle this. Ira, did you sell horses to the British?
Leave Ira alone. He despises the British.
But there's a rumor about your horses.
Yes, did you sell them to the enemy?
We didn't want to, but our business has been ruined. We can't export anything, and we were about to lose our land because of debt. My father was desperate.
All right, that's enough fighting. There's the bell.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, schoolmaster.
More empty seats, I see.
They'll all be empty soon.
But today, we're going to review the life of Caesar. Yesterday, we learned about Caesar's invasion, 58 BC. Of what large land, Master Trowbridge?
In 58 BC, Caesar invaded Gaul.
That's correct. And how was Gaul then divided, Master Brooks?
Gallia est divisa in partes tres.
Excellent reply, Master Brooks. And what is the present name of the country once called Gaul, Miss Smith?
Great Britain.
No, Miss Smith, your geography has gone awry. Miss Trowbridge?
It is called France now, and France has been conquered by the wicked British.
Quite right. But back to our review. How many years did Caesar remain in Gaul?
And the British are going to invade us too, and all our soldiers will be killed too, and we will all be killed too.
Class, compose yourselves. We will rely on our noble leaders now as they did then, and right and virtue will pertain. Now, class, what is the meaning of the Latin phrase ad astra per aspera? It means to the stars with effort. We need to apply our minds diligently to the task of learning. It's through our hard work that we achieve our worthy goals.
The British are coming! The British are coming!
Go straight to your homes, class.
Come on, boys, let's meet Martin. Come on, we're all gonna be volunteers.
Ira!
Martin Aiken was a native of Willsboro, New York. He attended Union College after high school and was 23 years old in 1814. His father was in the Army, and Martin was determined to defend our young country too. His decision to lead a group of students into the battle was a courageous one.
Good evening, General. I am Martin Aiken from Willsboro, and I appreciate that you have taken time away from your duties to meet with me.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Martin. If you are anything like your father, who was left with General Lazard to defend the western provinces, you have all the makings of a fine soldier and patriot. Do you mind if I remain seated?
Not at all. Thank you, sir, for your faith in me. I am requesting a chance to test that faith. I've recruited 17 of the area's young men who would like to do their part in this war.
Really? I thought we had recruited all of the area's eligible soldiers.
Hear me out, sir, before you pass judgment. These men are young. Some would call them boys, all barely 16. But they can fight like men and want to prove it.
Are you mad? I will not have the death of innocent boys on my conscience. We will bury many fathers, You will need to support the families left behind.
And possibly to work the land for British tyrants. They would rather be dead. These boys can handle a gun. They have hunted for years and are trained marksmen. St. John can hit a running rabbit 100 yards away, and Hazen knows dozens of bird calls which we can use to warn of approaching intruders. With our lives and freedom at stake, you cannot deny us this chance to do our duty.
Maybe there is something you can do. Major Wool will be attempting to block the British advance from Beekman Town and West Chazy along the road to Plattsburgh. He will be placing trees diagonally in the road as obstructions, a trick known as advertising. The Aiken Volunteers could fire upon the enemy from concealed positions in the forest, behind rocks, or in the brush. This would slow the enemy down, while Sproul and Appling engage them in battle on Dead Creek Road along the lake east of the city.
We are ready for action. When will we receive our orders?
Oh, not so fast, my friend. I need to arrange for each of you to receive a new rifle, for which I will write the order now. It is absolutely essential that we protect our forts, Brown, Scott, and Moreau. McDonough needs time to prepare the Navy for action, and during the final retreat, the Aiken Volunteers could rip the boards up from the bridges, thus stranding the enemy on the other side. They have underestimated us, Martin.
We are strong and fast. Those planks will disappear and the river will flow with British blood.
You are a brave man, Martin. Go then with your volunteers and meet at Chazy tomorrow. Be ready for battle.
Thank you, sir. We will not let you down.
The defense of Plattsburgh followed General Macomb's plan. The militia and the volunteers slowed the advance of Lieutenant General Sir George Prevost and his troops. The Aiken Volunteers abatized the roads, tore up the planks of the bridge in the center of the village, and ran to the grist mill, where they remained during the battle, firing at the enemy across the river. For almost a week, the cannon fire raged. Then the British Navy sailed into Plattsburgh Bay for the final conflict.
Higher, I'll give you a hand.
That one.
I'll get my hat.
Joe.
Who are these young fellows?
They're volunteers from the academy sent with special orders from General Macomb to help advertise these roads.
Good job, lads.
Thank you.
Here, use your sign. I'll get this. Hey, Flavia. Okay.
Could they have reached the meadow? Maybe. Listen, if I see them, I'll give a bird call. Be ready. Yeah.
There they are.
Come on, let's get the last one.
On September 11, 1814, about 9 o'clock in the morning, the naval battle began. The British fleet, led by their flagship the Confiance, was allowed to drift in close to the American fleet, led by the Saratoga. The gunfire was fierce, and both sides suffered devastating losses. However, Macdonough's clever use of anchoring ropes allowed him to turn the Saratoga around and direct her guns at the British ships. After less than 3 hours, Captain George Downey surrendered. The American Navy was victorious.
How many days has it been since we've left the village? I can't bear the noise any longer.
Over a week, and the cannon so louder and louder. Can anything be left?
And the boys, what do you think can have happened to them? They may have been killed.
Or taken prisoner. So terrible. Margaret?
Yes?
Can you sing that song again? You know, the one about the soldier?
All right. It might help drown the sounds. Here, hold my bow. There I sat on Buttermilk Hill. Who could blame me? Crime I feel, and every tear would turn a mill. Johnny has gone for a soldier. I'll sell my flax, I'll sell my wheel, buy my love a sword of steel, so it in battle he may wield. Johnny has gone for a soldier. Me, oh my, I loved him so, broke my heart to see.
Margaret! Sally! The fighting has stopped. Listen, it's quiet. Listen! Grandfather and Aunt Mary just rode back. They've been watching the battle in the lake. They say we've won.
Won? Come on, Margaret, let's go!
And what a win it was! Sir George Prevost, shocked by the quick defeat of the British Navy, immediately began a rapid retreat to Canada. The British officers who had taken over this house departed so fast that they left behind some of their equipment. Victory cheers filled the air on the other side of the river, where General Macomb praised all the soldiers who had risked their lives in the cause of freedom. He particularly thanked the Aiken Volunteers, and he promised each of them an engraved rifle as a reward for their brave help. This victory meant an end to British plans to retake American soil. Let's always remember what happened right here on the shores of Lake Champlain in September 1814.
Happened in 1814 in little Plattsburgh town. British Navy sailed the lake, the troops came marching down. We were so outnumbered that the future was in doubt, till our fighting spirit fought our native heroes out. Well, to Macomb and McDonough, we raise our grateful cheers. To militia too, let's not forget they conquered pains and tears. On the bridge and at the mill, when the enemy drew near, there were 17 boys who fought like men, the Aiken Volunteers.